Welcome to Homestead Heart. And today we're starting our wonderful series, Our Journey to the Homestead. And this is going to be several parts. I don't know how many, but we're going to start with this one. And so today's title is going to be Our Journey to the Homestead. What were we looking for? So before I get started, I just want to say thank you to all of our new subscribers, all of the subscribers that has been going through this journey with us for quite some time. Thank you all as well. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button somewhere around here. We are on that journey to getting 1,000 subscribers. So if you like what you see, go ahead and click that subscribe button and maybe even share it with some friends and family and encourage them to subscribe too if they like what they see. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to start with is, what were we looking for in a homestead? Well, for us, the minimum acreage that we were looking for was 10. We didn't want to go below 10. Okay, and of course we had, we started off this journey with not much hope in finding the 10 acres in the budget that we set for ourselves, because according to the realtors that were in our area and surrounding areas, we were being told that, oh, you're never going to find that in that budget. So we were given some negativity right off the bat, but that's okay. So let's get to it. And, like I said, we're going to get to that, what to look for in a lender and your realtors and choosing them wisely. We're going to get to that too. That's going to be forthcoming. But when you're getting started, before you even start thinking about realtors, before you start thinking about lenders, you have to know what it is that you're even looking for in a homestead. What do you want? What does a homestead look like to you, right? It doesn't have to look like what everybody else has. It only has to be that to you. The importance of a homestead is based upon what you envision for yourself and for your family. There is no one size fits all, because for some people, a homestead is not even a quarter of an acre. For some people, a homestead is 50 acres. It's whatever you envision for yourself. So keep that in mind. This is not about how many acres should I get. What's the minimum requirement? There is no minimum requirement. Your homestead is what you make it. All right. And so you choose the size, the acreage, if any, that you want for a homestead. Okay. So for us, we decided that a minimum of 10 acres is what we wanted. Okay, so we said we would settle for 8, but the minimum 10 really is what we wanted, right? If we found a property that was just so amazing and it only had 8 acres and we were like, man, we just can't let it go, we were like, okay, that's going to be something that we should talk about. But our desire was a minimum of 10. Okay, so that's number one. We decided on the acreage. Number two, did we want it to have a house on it, or did we want to build on it? We were open to both of those, right? But we were going to choose whatever worked for us with what we found at the moment. So if we found a property that didn't have a house on it, but it would have been feasible for us to build on it because the price was so great, we were going to consider that. But if we found a property that already had a home, we were okay with that too. We just wanted the property to have the minimum needs. Okay, so what were those needs for us? After the home, then we really wanted to have a property, like I said, that minimum of 10 acres, but we needed that property to have a source of water, right? And so we were looking for properties that had wells on them or that had ponds on them. The water source was very, very important to us, because our goal is to have livestock. And so we want to be able to have a source of water, not just for our livestock, but also, if need be, for our garden. Now, yes, you can create your own rain catchment and all of that. That would be like an added bonus for us. But the property had to have a water source. And yes, we did want the property to have some timber. It didn't have to be like 50-50 or 60-40 or anything like that. We just wanted it to have some timber on it, for different reasons, So we, we look for that. We also wanted to have a property that maybe was off grid. If we could find a property that had, and when I say off grid, I'm not talking about living way down in the jungle deep, If you're not old enough to know where that came from, don't worry about it. But we wanted something that maybe had solar, but that wasn't a deal breaker if it didn't, because we could always add that. We wanted to have propane, like I said. We wanted to have wells on the property, like I said, So those were some of the main factors. Now, others was that we did not want to have a rocky, a property that was extremely hilly, because we want to grow our own food. We want to have livestock, right? The chickens and the dairy cows, and we want to have that on our property. So we wanted the layout to be a beautiful balance of flatlands and not minding a few hills. We didn't mind that, but it was very important that the property be conducive to what we wanted to do as far as raising animals and growing our own food. All right, and the next thing is that we did not want to be off of main highway or interstate or something like that. We did not want for you to be able to take an interstate exit and then be right at our door. We didn't want that. We do want to, we wanted our property to be rural, and we love the country living. I mean, I was raised in the country, so hello, I really miss that lifestyle. And so I wanted to get back to that, because I have such great memories, of being at my great grandparents' farm. And they had a huge farm with animals and everywhere, and chickens everywhere, tons of acres, and so I miss that. And not only do I want that for my husband and I, we want that for all of our grandchildren as well, so we didn't want a property that was going to be right off of the highway, right off the interstate. We wanted you to have to travel. It's not that, we didn't want to get that, oh, we were just in the neighborhood. No, if you show up at our door, you were deliberately traveling to get to our home. And that's exactly what we were looking for as well. So you have to make that decision. How rural do you want to be? Some places are extremely rural. We are not extremely rural. In about 25-30 minutes, we can be, in a major city. We can go in any direction and have good shopping available to us. So that's also something that we were looking for as well. Jackson, what are you doing? Okay, so that's something that we were looking for as well. And I don't think I'm leaving out anything. I think I didn't make a list because I've had this list in my mind for so long that I didn't make a list, right? We were hoping to be in a place where we can get internet service. Some places can be so rural that, it could be like good luck getting internet, So we did want to be in a place where we could have internet service available to us. So that was one of the other things, and that's up to you. How important is that to you, to have internet? We're not big fans of cable or anything like that, but if we have internet, I love my little Roku box. I really like that, and that's fine for me. I don't even watch that much TV. And really and truly, if you're going to be running a homestead, if you're going to have, well, according to what we want to do on our homestead, I can't even imagine having a whole lot of time to sit and just watch a lot of TV anyway. And I'm not a big TV person. I watch the news, the weather, and a few shows. My favorite is Alaskan Bush People. If you don't know what that is, I'm sorry. Don't judge me, but I love that show. So after that, I'm not really a big TV fan at all. So yeah, we want to have internet access. Now, I think I've gone through, let's see, water, perhaps propane is something that we would love to have. We don't really want to be tied to public services. You know, we want to have our own. We don't want to be dependent on anybody, you know, for utilities. So we kind of want to do our own thing there. So that's important to us. You know, we want solar, we want propane other than the natural gas from the company, from the gas company. We didn't want water from the water company, you know, so those utilities are very, very important to us. And, okay, so back to where I was. So now we were also looking for a property that had some outbuildings. You know, we wanted a few outbuildings that we could use either for storage or something that we can convert. Okay, so we wanted a property also that had, you know, maybe a few outbuildings, and what we were going to use those for was maybe for some storage for different things, you know, whether it have been feed or our mower or anything like that. You know, some outbuildings would be great for what we need. And also, it would have been great if we would have had maybe a little barn or just something, you know, that we won't have to just totally start from ground zero, you know. And so that was also important for us. It wasn't a requirement, but it was important, and that is something that we were seriously looking for with a homestead, you know. So those were the criteria that we were looking into in purchasing our property. So, and you know, and in another video I'll get to, you know, what exactly is homesteading. What does that mean to me? So I will share that with you in the next video. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video now. We're 12 minutes in. I can never do this stuff quick, fast, and in a hurry. Everybody else just do it. I'm always long-winded. So, but anyway, thank you all so much again for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to you all. Y'all stay tuned for the next video in this series, and I'll see you next time.